What's up guys, welcome back, and I know this review is super late, but I still wanted to go ahead and share my thoughts on Antman and the Wasp with you guys. Paul Rudd is back as Ant-Man, and this time he has some help in the form of the Wasp. Veteran actors Lawrence Fishburne and Michelle Pfeiffer join the cast, and Peyton Reed returns as director. Since the events of Civil War, Scott has been on house arrest as part of a plea deal, and because he broke the Accords, Hank and Hope are now on the run from the government as accomplices. Despite this, they're planning to open a tunnel into the quantum realm to save Janet, played by Pfeiffer. Things get complicated when a mysterious ghost attempts to steal the technology for the tunnel, and Scott has to step in to help his friends. Somehow, Marvel continues to make their B and C list characters fun and relevant, and the Ant-Man films are some of my favorites. This is probably one of Paul Rudd's most effortless roles because he just seems to be his usual laid-back, witty self here. I love the relationship between him and Cassie and how he thinks of how his actions could possibly have a negative effect on her, as well as others. I also really liked his suit malfunctioning in different ways throughout the movie, and it was cool seeing him as Giant Man again. Evangeline Lilly has made Hope into one of the most badass female superheroes in Marvel. She has such a strong presence here and solidifies herself as just as capable as Ant-Man and more in some ways. I love the creativity that went into showcasing her fighting prowess and different skills to differentiate her from Ant-Man. It's lucky for Marvel they got her because I think she has everything needed to pull off a very convincing Wonder Woman. But I'm excited to see what the future holds for her in the next sequel. Michael Douglas as Hank is one of the most interesting characters in these films because there's so much we don't know that's only hinted at, and I would love a prequel that explores those things. The original Ant-Man and Wasp along with Goliath would be a pretty entertaining movie, I think, but for what we do get, Hank is one of my favorite characters. Once again, Marvel strays away from going with a traditional black and white villain and gives us a character who operates more in the gray with Ghost. I personally see her more as an antagonist and not a villain simply because she's not a threat to the public and all of what she's doing is purely out of desperation, and once you learn the severity of her situation, you can understand the length she's willing to go to get what she needs. I like to step away from the cliche movie villain, and while it doesn't make the story feel epic, there are still things at stake and I enjoyed her. Now there was a secondary threat, but it was used purely to add no-name thugs for Wasp and Ant-Man to beat up, which is fine, it just really didn't add much to the film aside from that. Michael Pena as Lewis is still a funny addition to the movie, I just wish the writing for him was a bit more creative, because they pretty much just use him in the same capacity they did in the first film, and if that continues into the third film, I just see that getting stale pretty quick, at least for me. I want to touch on two things really quick that are spoilers for the movie, so if you haven't seen the film, skip to this part of the video. Okay, so I've heard a lot of complaints about Janet being able to heal ghosts after her time in the quantum realm, and yes, it's not really explained, but a lot of the science in these movies falls apart when you think about it, so I just go with it. I'm sure they'll explore that more in the sequel, so we'll probably get answers then, but it didn't bother me because I try not to get caught up on things like that. Second, I wanted to talk about the mid-credit scene that ties into Infinity War. I'm definitely excited to see how Scott gets out of the quantum realm this time, but I was a bit disappointed they chose to have Wasp fade away because that means she won't be in the next Avengers film, and that kind of sucks, but oh well, I guess. Overall, I thought they did a great job of continuing Ant-Man's story and made a few improvements over the first film, mainly with the action. I'm going to get Ant-Man and the Wasp an 8 out of 10. I like that the story was simple but solid, and the twist in the end has me even more hyped for the next Avengers movie. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments, and did you enjoy this more than the first one? Don't forget to like and subscribe to catch new reviews every week. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you on the next one.